So the last couple of weeks have been incredibly frustrating, but I'm finally through it. But I want to let you know what I went through trying to set up a newsletter for myself and also some analytics. And I'm going to make a separate video going through what I learned and what you might want to do to avoid all the pitfalls I'm about to take you through that happened to me dealing with being my own tech support. So it started out, I was just going to set up my newsletter, right? I was just going to start with that, make a nice newsletter, get people to sign up and send it out. It's like a no-brainer, right? But I'm trying to do it the best way possible. And the best way possible is to set it up with an email address at your domain. So I have a website, shariberman.com. It's with Squarespace. And you can get email set up attached to it through Google Workspace. It's pretty straightforward. So it seems. So I set my website up with my email. Great, all ready to go. And I sign up for Flowdesk. So someone referred me to Flowdesk and they were absolutely right. It has beautiful templates. I mean, it's one of the nicer ones out there, I have to say, but it's not for artists. It's not for people that don't have their own tech support team. It's not for people who don't have a lot of money to throw at this. And it's incredibly frustrating. And they basically have made it clear to me that they don't want artists or anybody who has a small business that isn't big business doing business with them. And I'll tell you, I'll explain what happened. This isn't about them only because I'll talk about Google as well. But I went to sign up and I stupidly did my whole newsletter. I wrote it, I designed it, it looked beautiful, it was great. I mean, they do have beautiful templates, like I said, and it was all set to go. And I thought, well, okay, I have to verify my email and my website, but that's not going to be a big deal. I'll do it later. Don't do that. Do that first with whatever platform you choose, because you might find you can't. That's right. Because what happened was I tried to set up my website. They give you code to put in your DNS settings in your Squarespace site. It's not hard. They tell you what it is. I did it. Great. Easy. Could not verify my domain. Didn't work. I wrote to Flowdesk saying, hey, I put the code in so you can verify it's a real domain. It's not made up. It's a real thing, blah, blah, blah. And it's not working. And they wrote me back and we went back and forth for hours one evening. It was my entire evening. And at the end of it, they said, well, we ran a little scan on your site because there are these free things online. And it's totally legitimate. You can see how sites are set up in general in the background and had all these warnings and you need to fix all these settings. And I was like, well, I'm happy to fix it any way you want. Tell me what you want me to put in there. I'll happily put it in there. Oh, no, we can't do that. Okay, maybe you can't. Maybe you can't tell me what to put in my website. You don't want to be responsible. I go to Squarespace. Squarespace just shows me where to put it. I know where to put the freaking DNS settings. I don't need that. I need to know what's wrong. It's your freaking platform, and I have my site up there, and you know I'm not a programmer. That's why people use Squarespace. But they can't do that. And support people, very nice. But they're not allowed to tell you what to put in. Fine. I'm sure it's some security policy. So I spend the next evening, after working all day, trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to put in there. I'm like Googling and finding code and trying things out. God knows what I did, but I got it to verify. And I write to Flowdesk, hey, I got my website to verify. Okay, let's move on together. I can't get the verification email. When you verify an email address, as I'm sure many of you know and have done, you get an email with a link saying verify, this is really you and you're not a bot. So you click the link and you're done. Well, I can't get the freaking email. So I just want to point out now, I am writing to the support team from the email address I'm trying to prove is not a bot. Here I am writing, having a conversation. They can't get me the email. They tell me it's my fault. I am so completely frustrated at this point. I just want to create content. You know, I'm a creator. This is not what I want to be doing. Fine. I write to Google. They're very nice. They spend an entire Saturday on with me trying to figure out why the email is not coming through. We try 4 million things. None of it works. And what's concluded is that the email is getting lost in the ether because my website is hosted on one server, right, Squarespace, and my email is somewhere else on the other side of the world or something, not literally, but, figuratively speaking. They're not together, and the email is probably going to some Squarespace place where it has nowhere to go because that's not where my email is. I explained this to Flowdesk. Silence. And then I get, well, we can't do anything, sorry. And I'm like, but I'm talking to you, right? I'm writing to you from my email address. Why can't you just forward me the email? I'll click the link for you. Like, why does it have to go through this stupid system? But it's some kind of security policy. There's no ability to work around for human beings anymore. It's just, this is the way it's done, and that's the way the computer works. And I love computers and technology. I work with technology a lot. It's not some hate thing that I have. But this is going to an extreme. You have a customer that can't work with you. And what's additionally frustrating for me is I'm looking at a business and thinking, wow, do you know how many people are on Squarespace who are probably set up like me? And none of them can use your newsletter platform. How's that going for you? Losing business every day. So, okay, I say, screw this. I've had it, right? I've lost an equivalent of 2 or 3 days worth of time at this point. So I go to a different newsletter platform and I decide to go with Campaign Monitor because I've used them before for other things in my life. And I thought, great, I know how this works, but I'll verify my email first and my domain. I go through their process, set up, documented really well. I get the website verified, but I cannot get the verification email again. Probably same problem. Difference, I write to Campaign Monitor, I write to their support team. An hour later, I get an email from their security team, technology security, saying, we figured out what the problem is. We totally see what's going on. We're going to get the email through to you. Watch for it. It's coming. And I got it. So within an hour, it was fixed. So that just shows you customer support and caring for your customers over your policy is important. Okay, it's important. I understand there's a reason for security. Believe me, again, I've worked with a lot of technology stuff. I get it. But there's a point where you're losing business. So if you're an artist, I'm sorry, but I have to say to you, don't use Flowdesk. And I know a lot of people like them because they have beautiful templates. But unless you're just going to use your regular free email at Gmail or Yahoo, they're looking for big business and people with big teams to do all this stuff behind the scenes. They're not caring enough about you. So I'm just going to put that out there. I don't really like to trash places. It's not my way, but I lost so much time that I kind of feel like they deserve it. So, okay, I set up Campaign Monitor. I'm like, great. And then I have a social media team I'm working with. I like to pretend I have a social media team. They're really a couple of really wonderful people who have a lot of experience who, for a very cheap rate, are giving me just advice on what I need to do. They're not actually doing my social media. I'm creating it all. So I have all this other work to do, right? I have my day job. I have my filmmaking. I have scripts I need to write. I have a producer waiting for a script actually right now. I have my podcast, that I'm doing, which is very important to me because I believe in paying it forward. And then on top of this, I have to be tech support and social media genius, which I'm not. So I have this lovely team and they tell me, look, and that's Definition Brand House, by the way, they're really awesome. And I just want to give them a shout out here. But they tell me, look, you need to turn on Google Analytics. You have Google Workspace. It comes with it. It's no extra money. It's all there so that you can see if people are clicking on your social media links and going to where you want them to go, right? Because this is the only way that you can see if your content is reaching people and people are engaging with it. It makes sense. That's, totally fair. So I'm thinking, fine, I have it. I'll turn it on. I'll click the button. There's no freaking button to click in Google Workspace. I'm not kidding. It's not there. So I write to the Google support team. Again, they were quite lovely with my email thing, and they spent so much time with me trying to figure it out, and it wasn't their problem, actually, in the end. But now, this is like a whole different thing. So Google Workspace, apparently, has one support team, but Google Analytics has a different support team. So after explaining my whole thing, they sent me to another team. Fine, I get it. It's cool, right? I'm at my wit's end because of all the shit I already went through, part of my cursing, but there it is. But I'm like, okay, I get it. I'll hang in there. This is me. And I'm stressed out. You guys are fine, right? Okay, fine. I go to this next team. They can't help me either. They keep talking about Google Ads. And I'm like, I'm not running ads. I don't have any money. Like, I can't run ads. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I need to like just do the thingy where the thingy will tell me who's clicking my thingy on my website, right? That's all I want to do. Clicky, clicky. That's it. No. They can't help me. They keep talking about Google Ads. Well, finally, I start looking online as they're connecting me to the Google Ads team, which I just got frustrated with, I have to admit, and I just disconnected, which isn't nice. And I am sorry to the support people, but I just had it at this point because nobody explained something very simple that I found online. In order to use Google Analytics, you have to turn on Google Ads. You don't have to use Google Ads, but you have to click the stupid button, and it is just one button. So I finally found that one button, and I clicked it. And then with that, the instructions were online because it said, once you set up Google Ads, this is why. And then it showed how to set up Google Analytics. So I did that. And also the social media team explained to me that I have to list every page that I want to see who's clicking that page. You have to create that in a list in Google Analytics. So I can say that I'm very proud that I figured this out. I'm so sorry that artists have to go through this and small businesses that don't have a lot of money, that have to be their own tech support. I feel your pain. I do want to say, though, once you do it, you're done. I mean, that's my hope anyway. God, I hope so. I wish that all of these places that provide these do-it-yourself technologies, that they would also provide you a step-by-step how they all work together. Because like, I'm going to send you to Squarespace. They have to do it. No, Squarespace is going to send me to Google. No, Google's going to send me to Google Analytics. Like, just come up with a guide. So I made a video that kind of goes through everything you need to set up. It's not all the details in the code because obviously that will be different for your website and I don't want to confuse you, but at least you'll have an outline of what you need to do. But I really wish these places would do that. If you're really trying to put it in the people's hands to do it themselves, give them the tools to do it. Be helpful. That's what we all need to be.